Today's draft isn't a draft. We are making a baseball lineup out of Tom Hanks characters. How about that? And it is brought to you by Roman. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation, ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. I like British and Australian accents when they say privacy.
Dude, I listened to one of the Men in Blazer guys was the Barstool interview today, so I want to listen because I'm kind of getting into the Euro Cup today. And, dude, I mean, some of the words he busts out.
I love,
just like, oh.
I love privacy, and I love vitamins. Vitamins. Get some privacy.
Aluminium foil.
Yeah, aluminium bats. That's what I played with when played over there. All right, so a U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/JJR and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a doctor and take care of it. Roman and Jomboy Media, handshake emoji.
Yep.
We're all in, and they are all in. It's a love fest. We love each other. So go to GetRoman.com/JJR now to get $15 off your first month. Look, there's a straightforward way to take care of your ED. GetRoman.com/JJR. Get started now to save $15 on your first month of treatment. Bam. All right.
Bang biscuit.
Let me get it so we can compare, because I'd love our social team to, we have like a lineup template already. And I think it'd be really easy to put our three lineups all side by side and tweet it out and get some opinions once we're done. So I'm going to type them in as we go. Here. How did we do this last time? Just someone goes first?
I think we do.
We kind of went by position.
We go kind of around the horn, line up positions, and at the end we if you made an order.
Okay.
We've been
now,
saying
Jake,
orders.
How hard was this for you?
Impossible. We threw out three potential actors that might be a fit. I hadn't seen 9 of any of their movies. I'm not a big movie guy. I know the concept of a lot of them, so I kind of did my best around that. I think there's 1 or 2 that we're definitely going to bump into here, but yeah, a couple of them I'm a couple reaches out there.
I think there's a potential unanimous.
Oh, I do too.
Oh,
I do too.
Yeah, I think there's the one we're gonna potentially in like every facet agree.
Yeah, I would hope so. Oh, again, I didn't do a lineup. Let me put these guys in a hitting order real quick.
Sure.
I'm like nervous that there's gonna be a guy I'm just straight up missing that people will be like kind of mad about.
Sure.
I think we're probably all gonna have one of those. Tom Hanks has many iconic characters.
I do have a DH.
I did a DH as well.
Oh, wow, I don't have a DH.
Okay.
For the planet lineup, we didn't do a DH. We did an NL lineup, but technically there's only 8 planets, but we included Pluto to get to 9.
Sure.
The lineup's
But
always hard for me.
since then we've been doing.
I never truly care about the lineup.
Lineup's tough.
I don't have a DH. I do have an owner and a manager.
Okay.
Okay.
That's huge.
All
I
right.
didn't do any coaching staff or front office personnel.
Where's my cursor? I
Staff
want to type.
members.
All right. So, Jimmy, Jake, BBD. Who do you have? Should we just go down the order? It's kind of easier, I guess, for me to type right now.
Yeah.
To make the lineup
Order
card.
or lineup or position.
Easier for me to do the lineup if we just go
if
1,
we're
2,
writing
3.
it down
Okay.
for them.
Okay, yeah. Leading off, for me, Forrest Gump.
It's a layup.
Okay, and do you guys have him playing center field?
I do.
Shortstop.
Oh, damn, I thought we were going to have it.
Shortstop.
He's running and running.
He's running and running.
I got someone that covers a little more ground than Forrest in center.
Okay, so what's happening here? So that's cool that we all have the same leadoff hitter, though. Is that I think that's the first time.
Might be the first consensus
Forrest Gump.
lineup spot.
Come on.
He's gonna be able to contribute every day. Stamina, big part of his game
It's
too.
an old school lineup. It's Tom Hanks.
You just run and get it. Yeah. All right, batting second. BBD, do you want to go first?
I have Captain John Miller batting second in my lineup. He is the one from Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, shit.
Do you have a position?
He's at shortstop.
Okay.
Wow. He's at short, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't have him.
And I'm
but
also
upset that I don't
very
have him.
scared about because if I'm being honest, I haven't seen a lot of the movies, so I don't know if anyone is like. I just don't know an important fact about a guy.
No, BBD. I went through the same
take
thing.
me out.
I went through the same thing.
He's a school teacher, and he's a hell of a leader. All of Tom Hanks' characters, they're vastly different, but they all have, a lot of them are leaders.
Tom Hanks.
They're all corner
I think I have
outfielder
three
or
guys
catcher.
that are-
That's everyone I
At
want.
the end of the day, they're Tom Hanks.
I think I have three guys that are their captain is part of their name.
Not a lot of villains.
My 2-hole hitter is, this is the one I don't think you guys will know. Josh from Big. And he's
have
also
him.
my shortstop because he's just young,
Ooh, interesting.
full of energy,
Okay.
nonstop. Like he's the young rookie, almost like Trey Turner, rookie or shortstop.
Okay.
Like you look like you're 14. It's like, well, I am 14.
Do you
Magic thing happened.
want me to do my Josh thing now, or do we
No,
just
I-
wait till I get to him
I'll
in
save
my
it.
lineup?
I'll save it. You had Captain Miller.
I
BD.
did. Jake didn't say his
Oh.
yet, right?
Jake, who's your 2-hole hitter?
My 2-hole hitter is my center fielder, the only man that covers more ground than Forrest Gump. It's Jim Lavelle from Apollo 13.
Wow.
Covers more ground. I like that.
Center fielder.
I have him.
You have him in your
a
lineup?
in a different spot.
And BBD, yours was Captain
Miller.
Captain Miller.
At
He was my shortstop.
well, BBD, but we
All
both
center fielders
we all
and
have
shortstop.
center fielder and shortstop, 1,
1,
2. Wow.
Because that's
did-
always
you
the
did-
most fun lineup. A couple speedsters, a team leader.
Jake did the Damon
That's a
Jeter
layup.
flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
I at 3-hole.
Sure.
I have veteran, grinder, third baseman, Carl Hanratty from Catch Me If You Can. Because Josh from Big needs a mentor on that side of the field and needs someone to help him out.
Gotcha.
And Carl Hanratty, I mean, he'll go to no ends to get the job done. And he's kind of like a bigger dude, third base. Good presence there. Leader, he's the
All the guys are the same size,
no,
kind of.
not at all.
No.
Not at
Young
all.
Tom Hanks, old Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Height-wise.
In Catch Me If You Can, Tom Hanks was a bit thick.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Not even height-wise.
You missed out. There's a third baseman that's an all third base name team. Like if this kid is on your little league team, you don't even talk to him. He has to
really
play
hope
third
we
base.
agree.
It's Joe Fox from You Got Mail. He is my third baseman batting third. So we both have 3B batting third.
Oh, how about that?
My 3-hole hitter is not a third baseman.
Fine.
It's my
Damn.
first baseman, Jimmy Dugan.
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 That's a good first baseman. I had
Yeah.
him, and then I actually changed him, and you'll see. I can go. Oh, he's my 4-hole hitter, Jimmy Dugan, based off Jimmy Fox.
Yeah,
so
he's
like
based off
a
Jimmy
slugger,
And Hack Wilson. Shout out Hack.
a league of their own.
Yeah,
I
I looked up and saw the base on Jimmy Fox. All right, well, I need somebody who's played baseball over at first base, I think, so you can get some errant throws.
I have him
Put him
behind the
behind the
dish. Jimmy Fox also caught, and I liked another guy for first base a lot. So I got Jimmy Dugan, a league of their own, batting, cleanup, and catching.
You both were super close to this. It's Jimmy Dugan is my cleanup hitter at first base. Like you mentioned, Jimmy Fox. I mean, known as a first baseman. Hack Wilson, known as an outfielder. The deciding vote, there was a Jim Dugan that played baseball. He played one game at first base. So that leaves... And he's old school, so he wants the classic cleanup spot. He doesn't care about new age analytics. Your cleanup hitter bats fourth and drives in runs. Jimmy Dugan.
Who's your cleanup hitter?
My cleanup hitter, this is where I got Robert Langdon, and he is my DH.
Ooh.
He
Wow, I don't.
He is it was the beefiest picture of Tom Hanks I've seen when he was that character. So,
Yeah, that's a
Da
big
Vinci
character
Code.
as well. Yeah,
So
that's true.
So it made sense.
I'm
for
just
me.
gonna go Rob Langdon because it doesn't fit as much as I want.
Whatever you got to do to make it fit.
Yeah, come on. God, you son of a bitch.
Just attach
Drop
it.
everything
I would
down.
attach it to the Langdon. Just no space. Bang.
Okay, now there's a lot of similarities between our boards here.
Yeah.
We all have Gump leading off. We all have Jimmy Dugan in a power position, 3 or 4. And we all have a shortstop first or second. Batting 5th and playing first base for me is Mr. Rogers. It's just a delightful conversation for everyone that reaches and kind of
I like that.
takes away their intense competitiveness.
Yeah.
Because if you get to first base and you're just chit-chatting with Mr. Rogers, suddenly you're like, maybe it's not so bad if this team wins. They're good guys. So I loved,
tactical
I had
advantage.
Dugan at first, but I couldn't picture Mr. Rogers anywhere besides first base.
I like that. I think the only tweak I would have, I would have slid Mr. Rogers down. I mean, not a power hitter.
Oh, but he's a lefty.
I mean, that's
Just gives
fine.
a different
I was
look.
going to say I have him as Doug Minkiewicz.
I have him as Olerud.
Yeah, I mean, John Olerud, classic hitter.
Yeah.
All-time hitter. I don't have Mr. Rogers hitting at that level, but I respect it. Jim, some of the same
He's
thought
not a
process.
power hitter, but he's a 5-hole. He'll slap it like the best of them.
Yeah, I would
Get you some
I would have
doubles.
7-holed him. I like it. It's your roster construction. I believe in it. I had a similar thought process to what you were saying with Josh from Big, except it's right field. And it's like he kind of is a wild horse, like, you know, and that's kind of his playground out there. He makes some crazy throws. He's got a cannon. And he's feeling big. So he's bad.
I have him in right field as well. He's not in the 5-hole. I mean, I'll tell you, he's in the 6-hole. But
Okay.
Leaking
we're
picks.
close.
But yeah, I have him in right field as well. He's suddenly gotten big, so he's not like super coordinated.
I love my right fielder.
So but he's a strong guy, and he's now just trying to air it out so he can make the long throws if you need him to.
Who's your 5-hole hitter?
My 5-hole hitter is Chuck Nolan, Castaway, and he will be playing third base.
So he was a third base option. He
scrappy.
is my 6-hole hitter, and he is my right fielder. He is the hardo,
I have him as a hard.
gross right fielder. That was a lock for me. That was a very early, that dude is a right fielder like I've never seen before. So
I mean, man. Similar.
He was at a premier arm strength position.
What position? So you have him at third base.
I have him at third base.
Jim, I have him in left field. This is kind of the Brett Gardner thing. Everything you just said, I kind of have him as the crazy left fielder that the team
I have crazy
rallies around.
right
it's
fielder, yeah.
Similar, similar ideals there.
yeah. And you have him batting 6?
Yes,
Wow. Well, that's cool. Jake, we have 3 guys in the same
I'm
order.
doing a huge overlap with both of you, so I'm kind of crushing this.
Where have you and him overlapped?
We both have Josh in right.
Oh, in the positions.
we
have-
But
Yes.
lineup
Jimmy
wise,
Dugan at first base.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we're in the same lineup area families.
double lapping pretty hard.
BBD, who's your 6-hole
This
hitter?
is Josh.
Josh
right?
in right field.
All right, 7-hole. Now this is where I have my left fielder. I have my foreign player. I have Victor Navorsky from Terminal. He kind of you're taking a chance on him.
Sure.
You have no idea. You signed him from Eastern Europe. They told you he could play. Let's ride it out and see what's going to happen.
Find out if our
He
scouts
pops.
were right.
He pops.
Yeah.
Or you look back in a year and you're like, oh, that's
Yeah, it's not a lock.
wow.
There's
He can lose that spot sometime this season.
Yeah, but that's like the testing ground.
Okay, I like that.
He was a center fielder in his home
Overseas,
country.
absolutely.
Yes.
But you can't start him there
No.
in the States. No.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe he works his way up to that, an Aaron Hicks type thing. I like that. I'm not too familiar with Victor. He didn't make my squad. I do have Captain Miller batting 7th and catching behind the dish. Captain.
Captain, yeah.
And
Captain.
I have another in my 7-hole. I have another captain catching and batting 7th, and it's Captain Phillips.
Which,
Frankly, I saw captain, and I was like, well, I need
Went
one of the
for it.
captains behind
Where's
the
he
plate.
playing?
So
I like you
he's
going
catching for
double
me.
captain.
Yeah, have you seen
No.
that movie? Not for me, I was trying to fit him in because I like all the captains,
Right.
but I was like, that's not an athlete guy right there.
I have a guy who's definitely not an
Let's
athlete guy,
see.
but I liked the joke I did, so
Okay.
he's coming.
Well, it looks like I don't have an 8-hole hitter on here. Oh, I didn't do a
you
pitcher or a DH.
Okay.
So I have other people on here though. Did you guys both do a DH in the lineup and then a pitcher separate?
I did.
Did you do that as well?
Yes. I have a DH in the lineup and a separate pitcher.
Okay, so my DH is going to be Mr. White from That Thing You Do, which is my favorite. Probably my favorite.
Careful with that.
See, Tom Hanks movies, he covers so
family
many. He
watches
covers
this.
so many spectrums of movies. Well, that's probably my family's favorite. That Thing You Do is a great movie. I watched it recently. He'll be my DH. He's a leader. He's a go-getter. He's been around the block a lot, and he doesn't want to play the field. Not into that.
I respect that. Second base, this was a late change for me because he didn't make my team, and then he had to. It's Carl Hanratty, and I'll actually use – he's playing second base. And, Jim, I'll actually spin it a little bit off of what you said. So you have Carl at third.
Yeah.
Showing the ropes to Josh at shortstop. I have him a couple years later. He's kind of battling around the league. He's Neil Walker in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So, but he actually, on my team, he's kind of the util guy, but he's at second base
I have
today.
him not being able to move more than like.
The Fangraphs
He doesn't
roster
move great.
resource
Okay.
He
page
doesn't
has
move
him at
great,
second.
but he's in the right
You
position.
forgot
He
about
always
Carl
makes the
Hanratty?
right- He was my number one guy coming in, and I did forget about him. Yes.
Okay, because I thought, Jake likes him.
Yeah.
I was trying to go through the movies that I
That's probably my
thought
most.
you had seen.
Well, Forrest Gump, but that's probably my second most watched
Yeah, that's what I
Tom
figured.
Hanks movie.
Who's your 8-hole hitter?
8-hole. This is where I have Woody from Toy Story, and he's going to be playing second base for me.
Okay, and my 9-hole hitter is Woody from Toy Story, and he's going to be playing second base, and he just turns a hell of a double play. They call him the gunslinger. Like, small, pivot, bam.
You needed to hear me before BBD because Woody is the DH and he's batting ninth. He's an on-base machine. They can't throw him a strike, but he can't play the field.
No, he's
The ball outweighs him.
No, it's
He's
life-size.
a disaster
It's
in the face.
We have life-size.
I've upped
Woody
his size.
is the size he is. We covered that earlier.
He turns the
Woody
meanest double play.
gets
Well, he's got
crushed by the
speed.
ball.
Well, look, we got 2 second basemen.
Woody
here.
gets crushed. by
He's
the ball. He's the perfect DH. He's the 9-hole. He resets the lineup for Forrest, hit and runs, all of it.
the gunslinger turning double plays.
Gets killed by the ball.
Beavers, who's your 9-hole hitter?
9-hole hitter. This is where I put Andrew from Philadelphia. He's just running around, kind of sickly.
Wow. Where's he playing?
Left field.
Okay.
You can move around.
I bet.
I'm gonna put
Play a representative outfield.
I'm gonna put Walter from the Money Pit, which is a deep cut. That I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's a hilarious movie that me and my sister Ritzy love.
Wanted to get Walter on my team for you. Couldn't
Let's
find a slot
try
for him.
Brad.
Because I've seen scenes from the Money Pit just from osmosis from you. My starting pitcher, I'm fairly happy with where I landed. Kind of going with the major league approach on it. You want the old kind of gross to grind pitcher that's gonna give you his best effort. It's Sully.
Oh, that's a good dude. That's a
I like
great,
that.
crafty, aging veteran
Yeah.
pitch. Like
You
whatever,
know he's gonna give you an effort.
whatever they throw his way, he will try his best to overcome it and persevere. That's
He's like the number one guy that like I was aware of and just I couldn't find the spot I wanted him.
I don't know the rules about this because we are going to put this out there and let people decide who's the best. So I'll leave
what they
Walter
like
on the
most?
graphic.
Sure.
But if I could audible based on some
Right.
Sully's the starting pitcher. That's the
Yeah.
best. That's your best pick of the entire
That's so
draft.
good.
I was pretty happy when I figured
That's
that.
Like I want to just lie and make that mine right now, but it's
He's
this is
like
where
the
I had my
biggest-
Apollo 13.
He's like the
Okay.
biggest.
Starting.
Who do you have?
Jim
Apollo
Lavelle.
13, Jim Lavelle.
Sully is the biggest. Like things are looking great in the bullpen. Curveball's sharp. Change-ups there. He doesn't have a slider. Absolutely no way. He
Never
has a
tried to throw one.
Yeah, why would you need one? And then he gets there, and he just has no feel for either breaking pitch, and he's like a clear the mechanism. Just got to get through
It's
this.
like you look back at his 4th inning and he threw only change-ups, and you're like, what was that? He's like, well, you gotta get anything.
Yeah, he's deep in the bag of tricks
Anything.
tonight. That's what they say. Every Sully start, they say he's deep in his bag of tricks tonight. Every time. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
Like he gets,
love
his
that.
final starting line is 5.1, and he gave up 3 earned, but the 3 earned were to their best players who were just better than him, and then he tricked everyone else.
He gave you the compete.
that's a great pick.
For what it's worth, I believe Lavelle is Lovell, and if we have a misspelling on the graphic, people.
Well,
will
Kyle
be
needs to get
mad.
their faces,
Yeah.
or whoever's doing it, because that's how people are gonna. No one's gonna know these names.
We'll have like the line for what movie they're from.
Just need like a headshot from each movie,
Yeah.
and then the movie next to it. Charlie Wilson is my manager, and Walt Disney is the owner.
Walt Disney is the owner, certainly. I didn't go front office.
I had Robert Langdon as the coach. I mean, he's he solves mysteries. His job is figuring out the opposing team and how to beat them.
Yeah, I
that's kind
actually
of another
I'm
layup
gonna
there.
Captain Miller. He's bench coach.
Okay, it's huge.
He is the in between. The famous line from Saving Private Ryan: "Gripes go up." That's him.
Okay.
So Sully's a great pick. Other than that,
So good.
I like a lot of my picks a lot. Carl Hanratty at third. I just see it.
A lot going on in the top 6. It's got a lot of overlap.
Yeah, it does. I didn't have a DH, so Mr. White. I probably could reach deeper for that, but I like that movie, so it needs to be involved. Langdon as manager is good. Langdon should be like your analytics guy.
Well, that's how it
That's,
goes these days,
Yeah, that's true.
He's
Wow.
open to him.
Dude, maybe Charlie Wilson's my GM, and Captain Miller's my manager.
Man, a lot of moving parts on this team.
Yeah, we're working it out.
Okay.
Dude, Charlie Wilson's not a dugout guy.
Doesn't want to be there.
He's not going to be. He's in a suit up top with hookers in the hot tub guy. Captain Miller's my manager.
He doesn't need to be on every road trip.
Yeah. Were there any that you saw? I guess you probably don't have honorable mentions because it was hard for you to get there.
Let's see.
The one that I couldn't figure out, and it made perfect sense. Jake said it was Sully. I wanted him. He was a character I was aware of and wanted involved, but couldn't figure out where to put him.
I wanted to get Money Pit in there because I know that speaks to some of the O'Briens. Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Had run through my mind, but I didn't really know what to do with that. Sleepless in Seattle was a big flick, so I had Sam Baldwin as my second baseman, and then I just like Carl Hanratty so much more, so he got the boot. Seeing if there's anything else. I was trying to remember like Tom Hanks's character in The Green Mile, and I didn't remember a lot, so I need to rewatch that.
I've never seen it. I think I should watch it now, but when I was younger, anything like sci-fi or supernatural, I just didn't watch.
Sure.
So. How many movies do you think you've seen of his? Did you?
I went through this. I mean, there's one that I think like would draw gasp that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Castaway.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of these movies I haven't seen. I was surprised how many of them I was like, oh, I guess I haven't seen that.
Like I haven't seen Sully. I just kind of put it together.
I just know that story.
Yeah, like if I told you the list of these movies I have seen, I think it would just a little part of you would be sad for who I am as a person.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a movie person.
Yes.
And I like Tom Hanks. I'm counting now.
Counting. Start counting.
31. Seen 31. But there's some big ones I haven't. I haven't seen Green Mile. or whatever. Yeah, there's some I haven't seen, but yeah, I'm a big Tom Hanks fan. I like Tom Hanks a lot. And his old stuff is funny because it was his comedies, and then he got his, they cast him in Forrest Gump, or Sleepless in Seattle led him to Forrest Gump and all that stuff.
I've got like 7 that I've watched and no.
I know you're just not a movie guy, and that's why you haven't seen them, because like Terminal and Castaway and some of those movies are such hilarious, unintentional, hilarious scenes. Like, well, actually, like kind of funny,
right.
But you and I would find them 10 times funnier than the regular audience. But they are going for a laugh,
right?
But that's like
to
Forrest
go
Gump.
For the laugh at that point.
Yes,
is a
like there's scenes that you would quote if you had seen them.
Right.
Like Castaway is.
I would
hilarious.
love Cast. It's part of my life problem is that I just like everything. So that's when I throw on Mississippi Vandy last night. I'm like, this is a fucking blast. Instead of throwing on a classic movie.
Somebody else just took control of the TV.
But yeah, and that's just
plopped it on for you. You'd be into it. But
yeah.
Yeah. But
if I watch Terminal right now, I'd love it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's not like good. That one's not good.
Sure.
But it's funny. Castaway's good and funny. But it's not supposed to be that funny, but it is. But you're a sports guy. Like if
sports.
the Yankees game ends, you turn to another game. I turn to a TV show or a movie. And then I put what other sport on if I'm interested or on a laptop. Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's the Tom Hanks batting lineup.
You didn't